News Home. More from UK News. Monday, June 11, 2018, 7:28 AM. Share on Facebook, share on Messenger, share on Messenger, share on Twitter, share on WhatsApp. Video player 202000:000:000:000. Use up/down arrow keys to increase or decrease volume. Donald Trump has taken a fresh swipe at key allies after a war of words broke out following the US president's decision not to endorse the conclusions of a G7 summit. In a volley of tweets, the US president, who is in Singapore to meet the North Korean leader, said, "Fair trade is now to be called fool trade if it is not reciprocal." According to a Canada release, they make almost $100 billion in trade with the US. Guess they were bragging and got caught. Minimum is 17B. Tax dairy from us at 270%. Who said what at G7 summit? Mr. Trump went on to lambaste fellow members of NATO for paying disproportionately less than the US to maintain the Western alliance. The US pays close to the entire cost of NATO, protecting many of these same countries that rip us off on trade. They pay only a fraction of the cost, and laugh, he tweeted. The European Union had a $151 billion surplus, should pay much more for military. The president renewed his attack on Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, who had hosted the G7 meeting in Canada, tweeting, "Justin acts hurt when called out." On Saturday, he called Mr. Trudeau very dishonest and weak. And he launched a broadside at Angela Merkel's government, saying, "Germany pays 1%, slowly, of GDP towards NATO, while we pay 4% of a much larger GDP. Does anybody believe that makes sense? We protect Europe, which is good, at great financial loss, and then get unfairly clobbered on trade. Change is coming." On Sunday, Mrs. Merkel labeled Mr. Trump's use of Twitter to withdraw from the G7 communique on trade sobering and a bit depressing. The communique was supposed to illustrate shared ground between the US, Germany, the UK, Canada, France, Italy and Japan following Mr. Trump's imposition of tariffs on steel and aluminium imports. But unity was torn apart when the US president took exception to Mr. Trudeau calling US policy insulting. Germany and France both issued robust responses to Mr. Trump's decision to order US officials not to endorse the communique. German Foreign Minister Heiko Maas posted on Twitter, "You can destroy an incredible amount of trust very quickly in a tweet. That makes it all the more important that Europe stands together and defends its interests even more offensively." French President Emmanuel Macron's office issued a statement that warned international cooperation cannot be dictated by fits of anger and throwaway remarks. It added, "We spent 2 days working out a joint statement and commitments. We are sticking to them and whoever reneges on them is showing incoherence and inconsistency. Let's be serious and worthy of our people. We make commitments and keep them." The response from Mr. Macron suggests an end to what observers had noted was a budding bromance between the French president and Mr. Trump. Last year, the US president was wowed by a French military parade in Paris after being invited to join Mr. Macron for his country's annual Bastille Day celebrations. In return, Mr. Trump made the French president his guest at his first White House state dinner, after which the US president said of his visitor, "I like him a lot." At the summit, the world leaders had agreed a statement that read, "We acknowledge that free, fair and mutually beneficial trade and investment, while creating reciprocal benefits, are key engines for growth and job creation." In response to Mr. Trump's decision to withhold US support for the summit conclusions, a senior UK government source said, "We stand by the commitments made in the G7 communique. Germany and France are also standing by the jointly agreed communique." Copyright Sky News 2018. Share on Facebook, share on Messenger, share on Messenger, share on Twitter, share on WhatsApp. More from UK News. 5,000 retail jobs at risk as Pound World rescue talks collapse. More than 5,000 high street jobs will be thrown into fresh doubt on Monday when Pound World crashes into administration following the failure of last-ditch rescue talks. More than 600 migrants running out of food as Italy shuts port to rescue ship. More than 600 migrants appear to have become the first subjects of the new Italian government's tough immigration stance without even setting foot on Italian soil. Harry Potter and the Cursed Child among British winners at 72nd Tony Awards. Harry Potter and the Cursed Child picked up 6 awards in a successful night for British theatre at the 72nd